To keep yourself updated, subscribe to Indigo Learn and click the bell icon and download our app OneFin to start learning on the go.
Now that we have understood what is a valid contract and what is a void contract, let's now understand what is a voidable contract. So when I use this term voidable, something must have struck your mind. We have actually heard this term voidable, but where did we hear this? When we were doing the essential elements of a valid contract, one essential element there was free consent. But we've also understood that the consent is said to be not free in 5 situations. But out of those 5 situations, it is only the 4 situations where the contract is voidable. In case of mistake, the contract is void. Now let's understand what is a voidable contract. Let's take an example and understand this. Now say you have a house in your name. Now a friend of yours comes to you and puts you on gunpoint. What has happened? You have a house in your name. A friend of yours, he comes to you and puts you on gunpoint and tells you, sign the property papers right now and transfer the house in my name. What is your friend doing? He is asking you to sign the property papers and transfer the house in his name. And you sign the papers. Why are you signing the papers here? You are signing the paper because you are kept on a gunpoint and your friend is threatening to shoot you if you do not sign the property papers. Now in this situation, there is a lot of pressure on you. You are forcefully signing on those property papers. You do not want to transfer your house in your friend's name, but still you are doing it unwillingly because you are on gunpoint. There is some threat to your life, and in order to save yourself, you are signing on the property papers. Now that you are signing on the property papers, there is a contract which is made. Let's see, why do we say that a contract is made? It is an agreement. Yes, it is an agreement between two parties and it is also legally enforceable. So it is a contract which is being made between you and your friend the moment you sign those property papers. But are you willingly signing on the property papers? No, you are not. You are forcefully signing the property papers, which means your consent is not free in this situation. You actually did not want to transfer your house in your friend's name, but still you are doing it because there is some threat to your life. Now in this situation, we will say because the consent is not free, the contract is voidable. Now what do we mean when we say that the contract is voidable? Now that you've signed on the property papers state that you've transferred the house in your friend's name. But the very next day, you decide to avoid the contract. You do not want to sell your house. So the very next day, you decide that I am not going to transfer my house in name of my friend. So you have decided this the very next day and you've decided to avoid the contract. But can you do so? Can you avoid the contract? The answer is yes, you can, because law gives you this right to avoid the contract since the contract is a voidable contract. So when we talk about voidable contract, it is a contract which can be avoided at the option of the aggrieved party. Who is an aggrieved party? Aggrieved party is basically the person who suffers because of the contract, the person whose consent was not free. A contract is usually a voidable contract when consent of one of the parties is not free. And the person whose consent was not free in the contract gets a right to avoid the contract. Right to avoid the contract basically means he can say that there was some pressure on me, I did not willingly give my consent to the contract, I was forced to give my consent, so I no longer want to continue with this contract. The aggrieved party has an option to avoid the contract, and that type of a contract is a voidable contract. Let's take another example and understand this. There is a student Sam. Now Sam studies in a school. Sam is a very notorious student and he does not concentrate on his studies. But Sam's father is a very big businessman and recently he has purchased a new Mercedes. And Sam comes to school in this Mercedes daily. Now what happens is one fine day, Sam's teacher happens to see that Mercedes. Now she knew that Sam is not a very good student. Sam does not study well. She also knows that Sam would not pass in the upcoming examination. She goes to Sam and tells him that if you sell your Mercedes to me for 10 lakh rupees, I will make sure that you pass the examination. What is happening here? The teacher, she is pressurizing Sam to sell his car at a value which is nowhere close to its market value. So, if he wants to pass in the examination. Now here, what is happening? The relationship of teacher and a student is such that where one person is in a position to dominate the other person. One person, that is the teacher, is in a position to dominate the student. Because of that dominant position, the teacher can use undue influence on the student. Now, Sam agrees to sell his car for 10 lakh rupees to his teacher so that he passes in the examination. Now, this contract which has been made, it is made using undue influence. Sam's consent was not free in this situation. So now here in this case, Sam has an option to avoid the contract. And why is that so? Because when the consent is obtained by undue influence, the contract is voidable because consent of the person is not free. And now that Sam's consent is not free consent, Sam has an option to avoid the contract and Sam can avoid the contract. So when we talk about voidable contracts are those contracts which can be avoided at the option of aggrieved party. Now here, it is not necessary that the aggrieved party will avoid the contract. The aggrieved party, that is the party whose consent is not free, has an option to avoid the contract. But it is not necessary or it is not mandatory that the aggrieved party will definitely avoid the contract. So, in a voidable contract, there may be situations where the aggrieved party decide to continue with the contract. So, there are two things which an aggrieved party may do. One is they may either avoid the contract or the second is they may decide to continue with the contract. If the aggrieved party thinks that the contract will benefit them in some or the other way, they can decide and continue the contract though their consent was not free. Now say for example, if your friend had put you on gunpoint and he tells you that sell your house to me for 50 lakh rupees. And he forcefully makes you enter into a contract for selling your house to him for 50 lakh rupees. Now, you did not give free consent. You were forced to enter into this contract, which means the contract is a voidable contract. But later, you think that I was any which ways not going to get more than 50 lakhs for this house anywhere else. If I would sell it to some other person, then they would not give me even 50 lakh rupees for this house. So let me sell this house to my friend. So in this situation, though the contract is voidable, though your consent was not free, you decide to continue with the contract because it is benefiting you. So understand, in case of a voidable contract, there is an option which the aggrieved party has. It is not necessary that the aggrieved party always avoids the contract. They have an option to either avoid the contract or continue with the contract. But this option is there only in the hands of aggrieved party and not in the hands of the person who has forced this aggrieved party to enter into the contract. So what is a voidable contract? Voidable contract is a contract which can be enforced at the option of the aggrieved party but not at the option of the other party. What do we mean when we say enforced at the option of aggrieved party? It basically means that it can be performed at the option of aggrieved party. If the aggrieved party wants to continue with the contract, they can continue with the contract, but the other party does not have any such option. Now say your friend now wants to avoid the contract. He does not have an option to avoid the contract in such a situation because he is the one who pressurized you to enter into a contract. So it is only the aggrieved party who has an option to avoid the contract, not the other party. So when we talk about a voidable contract, the voidable contract remains valid or until it is rescinded. Until the aggrieved party avoids the contract remains valid. And if the aggrieved party does not rescind the contract within a reasonable time, then it will be assumed that the aggrieved party is also interested in continuing the contract. Now say you forcefully gave your consent for selling your house for rupees 50 lakhs. Now it's been a month and you have not avoided the contract. So reasonable time would differ from situation to situation. It's been a month, you've not avoided the contract. It's been 2 months and you've not yet avoided the contract. Now any rational person would in this situation think that you are interested in continuing with the contract. If you wanted to avoid the contract, you would have avoided the contract long back. It's been 2 months and you've not yet avoided the contract, which means that you are interested in continuing the contract. So understand that aggrieved party does have an option to avoid the contract, but he has to do that within a reasonable time span. If the aggrieved party is not avoiding the contract, then he will be bound by the contract and he will have to perform whatever has been mentioned in the contract. Let's now look at the definition of a voidable contract and understand the definition of voidable contract. Voidable contract is defined in section 2 clause I of the Indian Contract Act, and the definition is as follows: an agreement which is enforceable by law at the option of one or more parties thereto, but not at the option of the other or others, is a voidable contract. What do we understand from the definition? So voidable contract is basically an agreement which can be enforceable at the option of one or more parties. Now who are these one or more parties? These are the aggrieved parties, the parties whose consent was not free. So this agreement can be enforceable, but it can be enforced only at the option of the aggrieved party, but not at the option of the other parties to the contract. Such type of a contract is a voidable contract. So understand the option to continue with the contract or the option to avoid the contract is only with the aggrieved party and not the other parties to the contract. So now we have also understood what is a voidable contract. So what is a voidable contract? It is a contract which can be enforced at the option of the aggrieved party, but not at the option of the other party to the contract. Only the aggrieved party has an option to either avoid the contract or continue with the contract. And in which situation will the contract be voidable? In a situation where the consent of the party to the contract is not free, in that case the contract will be a voidable contract. And yes, understand that a voidable contract will remain valid until it is avoided or until it is rescinded by the aggrieved party. So it will remain valid until it has been avoided, and if it has not been avoided, then it will be assumed that the aggrieved party is interested in continuing the contract, and if the aggrieved party does not rescind the contract within a reasonable time, then in that case the aggrieved party will have to do the performance of the contract. Now that we have understood what is a voidable contract, let's now understand what are the differences between a voidable contract and a void contract. So the first difference is definitely in the definitions of both these types of contracts. So voidable contract is what? It is defined in section 2 clause I as an agreement which may be enforceable at the option of one or more parties but not at the option of other or others is a voidable contract. And what is a void contract? It is defined in section 2 clause J as an agreement which ceases to be enforceable by law becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable. So the first difference is in the definitions of both these terms. So voidable in 2 clause I and void in 2 clause J. Let's now look at the second difference. When does a contract become voidable? So when the consent is not free, we say that the contract is voidable at the option of aggrieved party. But when does a contract become void? If you recollect the example of Mr. Jadugar, what happened? There was happening of an event or change in the circumstances, as a result of which the contract becomes void. So a contract becomes voidable if the consent of the party is not free. A contract becomes void on happening of an event or change in the circumstances. So for a contract to be called as a voidable contract, the consent of the parties is not free, but for a void contract, it becomes void on happening of an event or change in the circumstances. What are the rights which parties to the contract have in case of a voidable contract? In case of a voidable contract, the aggrieved party has a right to avoid the contract. So there are certain rights which the aggrieved party has in case of a voidable contract. But in case of a void contract, do the parties to the contract have any right? So could the event organizer force Mr. Jadugar's legal representative to perform the magic show? He could not do so because the contract was not enforceable at all. So in case of a void contract, the parties to the contract do not have any rights to enforce the contract because the contract itself has become unenforceable. So in case of a voidable contract, the aggrieved party has a right to rescind the contract, to avoid the contract. And in case of a void contract, there are no specific rights which have been granted to the parties to the contract. Let's now look at the other difference between a voidable contract and a void contract. Is it possible to perform a voidable contract? The answer here is yes, it is if the aggrieved party does not rescind the contract within a reasonable time. Then in that situation, it will be assumed that the aggrieved party wants to continue with the contract, and then the aggrieved party will have to do the performance of the contract. But in case of a void contract, is performance of contract possible? In case of a void contract, the contract cannot be performed at all. So in case of a voidable contract, the performance is possible if the aggrieved party does not rescind the contract within reasonable time, or if the aggrieved party decides to continue with the contract to enforce the contract. But in case of a void contract, the performance of contract cannot be made. Performance of contract is not possible in case of a void contract. So these are some of the differences between a voidable contract and void contract. What was the first one? The first one was definition. 2 clause I, 2 clause J. This can be avoided at the option of one party. This is a contract which is not enforceable by law, which is no longer enforceable. The next difference is a contract becomes voidable because the consent of the parties was not free. A contract becomes void on happening of an event or change in the circumstances. In a voidable contract, the aggrieved party has a right to avoid the contract or continue the contract. But in case of a void contract, there are no rights which the parties to the contract have. And finally, the last difference is in case of voidable contract, the performance of contract is possible if the aggrieved party does not rescind the contract, does not avoid the contract within a reasonable time, or decides to continue with the contract, but performance cannot be made in case of a void contract. Performance is not possible in case of a void contract. So with this, we have now also understood the differences between a voidable contract and a void contract.